Hi, good evening, everyone. So guys, in the previous class, we have learned what is Azure core architecture. We have learned administrator account, what is service admin account, what is co-admin account. Then we have learned if you want to manage the Azure services, what are the front-end services are there and what is ARM. And we have learned what is Azure resources. And we have learned what is Azure resource group. So guys, if you want to create the resources, okay, if you want to create the resources in the cloud, we require resource group, guys. So under the resource group, we can create the resources. Without resource group, we cannot create the resources. So last class we have learned, guys, here, resources are the objects or services in the cloud, and without resource group, guys, here, we cannot create the Azure resources. And Azure resource groups are logical. As administrator, anytime we can create the Azure resources, and anytime we can delete your resources, guys. Here. So we can create the resource group. Inside the resource group, we can create resources and we can delete. And we can move the resources from one resource group to other resource group, guys. So last class we have learned, guys, how to log in as an administrator in our portal and how to create the resource group. Now today I will show you inside the resource group how to create the resources, guys. Here. So I will open my Azure account.
Ahmad, as per the process, I tried to create the resource group on my account. It is created, everything says successful passed, but I'm unable to see the resource group. I did it yesterday, the whole day left it, still not been showing there.
Okay, after the class, please share the screen. I will check. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Here, guys, I'm logging as administrator. We have to log in as a So this is, we have seen, guys, how to create the resource group. So we have to go to the portal menu. We have to go to the resource groups in Azure account. And here you can find the resource group. Last class we created. If you want to delete this resource group, guys, select it. And you have delete button here. Click on delete. And it's right now in the resource group, there is no resources. But if you're deleting the resource group, resources also will be deleted. Now in the bottom is asking here resource group name. You have to give here example. This is my resource group 1. Click on delete. Click on delete once again 2 times. Now the resource group will be deleted, and in the notification you can check what is the progress is going on. Maybe it's failed or maybe successfully created or not. So always, guys, use the notification to check the process, whether the process is going on or whether the process is failed or process is completed. So you can see now I'm getting here message deleted resource group 1 done. Now close this notification, and if I come back to the resource groups, you can see right now there is no resources, but I want to create the resource group first. Then in this resource group, we can create the resources. So we have to click on create button. First is asking here, always, guys, these 2 things are very important to create the project, new project in the cloud. Subscription and resource group is very important. So this is my subscription Azure Pass. Right now I have only 1 subscription, but if anyone is asking, can we purchase 2-3 subscriptions on same email address, guys, on same email ID? Can we purchase 2-3 subscription from Microsoft, or can we create 2-3 subscriptions also?
Yes.
Yes or no,
Yes.
Yes, we can create, right? But right now I have only 1. I'm selecting this Azure Pass. Then give the resource group name here. So I'm giving here RSG. And here select the region, in which region you're creating. So I'm creating this resource group in East US region. Then click on next tag. You can apply the tags also. So I'm giving the tag here by the name, and I'm giving my company name here. That is Zoom Technologies. Then you can give the tag by department name. Also, you can add. So I'm saying this is my sales department tag, guys. And click on review plus create here, guys. So once you click review plus create, is checking all the information is correct or not. So this information is okay. My validation is successfully passed. Click on create button, guys. So once you click on create button, the process started. So resource group is creating here, guys. We can find in the notification it is showing resource group is successfully created. Okay, so I created one resource group. If I'm not getting the resource group, we have to refresh the button. Once I refresh, you can find our resource group is created. Can we create one more here, guys? Resource groups are free of cost, guys. Remember here, resource groups are free of cost. There is no charge for resource group. But inside the resource group, when you're using resources, the Microsoft will charge for it. So we can click on create once again. Here I'm giving the resource group name RSG-project2, and same region I'm selecting East US. Then click on next to tags. But tags we can add now, or we can add later also. So this for this resource group, I'm not adding any tags here. Click on review plus create. So validation is done. Click on create, guys. So once you click create here, our resource group is creating here, guys. Done, guys. So here now inside, if you open the resource group, one you can see there is no resources here. You can see in the resource group, inside this resource group, there is no resources. We have to create the resources. Okay. So next we are going to see, guys, how to create the resources inside the. You can create any resources here. But we are going to see here a very simple way to create the resource group that is called storage account. I can create other resources also like VMs and other things, load balancers. But right now, very simple step. We are going to create a storage account. But try to understand, guys, I'm not teaching today. I'm not going for a storage account class. So guys, today I'm not going for a storage class. Storage class. We have one separate class for storage. On that day, we are going to discuss what is Azure storage. Just I'm creating a resource that is called storage by using default settings to check when I'm creating the resource storage account resource is asking the resource group or not. And under this resource group, the storage account will create or not, right? So I'm not going for a storage class today, guys. Here, storage account class is separate. That day in details, we are going to discuss what is storage account, what type of storages are there. We'll discuss later. Just today, I'm creating a storage account resource inside this resource. Okay. So now I'm going for second lab, creating a resource inside a resource group, and that is a storage account, guys. So go to the Azure portal page. Now go back to the home option. Click on portal menu option here and open storage account here, guys. Okay, very simple. Click on storage account. Now storage account is open and there is no storage service here. Guys. There is no storage account here. So we are going to create the new one. So click on create button. Once you click on create, now here it's asking many things, guys. But we are not going for all these options here today. Just we are going for first option, only basic. So in basic, you can see it's asking the project details to create the storage account. First is asking subscription. This is my subscription Azure Pass. Then it's asking resource group name. So under which resource group you want to create. So this is storage account I'm creating in. I'm creating in resource group 1, guys, here. Okay. Done. So then is asking here storage account name. You can give any name, but remember two things, guys, is very important. Storage account name should be in small letters always, because storage account is a global service. It's a global service. So two things you have to remember: storage account name should be in small letters, and storage account should be a unique, guys, here, globally. I'm not saying in my Azure account. Here I'm saying here in Azure account, my resource group name should be unique. You also can use in your Azure account, you can use the same resource group name. There is no restriction, guys. But when you're creating the storage account in Azure, the name should be unique, guys. Here, name should be unique because it's a global service. So, example, we have a website over the internet by the name of gmail.com. So, you also, guys, can you create a website over the internet by the name of gmail.com? Can you create?
No.
No, it's a global service, right? The same thing here is storage account. Azure storage account is a global service you can access from anywhere. So, name should be unique, guys. Okay. So, example, if I'm giving the name here, and don't use my names, what name I am using here for a storage account. Don't use, guys. Give your own name. It's my request to my every student. Okay. So here I'm giving the storage account name example ZDMP. Example SA1 here. Here you can see the red color messages there. It's very good service from Microsoft. Wherever you do mistake, guys, immediately you will get this red color message, right? And if you read this message, error message, you can understand actually where is the problem here. So you can, if you read this error, there is a saying here, the field cannot contain, the field can contain only lower cases, letters. Lowercase means small letters. And numbers. You must between 3 to 24 characters long. So name should be 24 characters long. Minimum 3 characters, maximum 24 characters, and name should be lower cases, right? It means small letters. Okay. So I will write the same thing in small letter. Example, ZAMPSA1. Okay. Or if I type ZAMPS1 tab, okay, this name also is available. I can use, no problem here. But if I type the name example here of Microsoft here, guys, example. Oh, this name also is accepted. No, guys, it's not going to accept it here. So we'll do one thing. Here actually is not giving the error message. It's saying only the spelling should be good. Okay, I'm giving here the name ZMP SA1. Okay, tab is searching and name is okay. It's fine, guys, here. Okay, so we're getting this. The next is asking region, guys. Region is my English. Sorry, East US region. You can change also. Or someone is asking, sir, can we? You are saying, sir, change the region. You can change. Yes, you can change. See it. Resource group in East US. I can keep the storage account in other region. Okay, like this also you can keep. There is no restriction. But when you're accessing the resources, resource group in one region, resource other region, so accessing will be slow, guys. You will get the latency here. But the Microsoft always is suggesting keep the resources and resource group in the same region. Keep the resources and resource group in the same region, guys. Okay. So here, guys, I'm selecting the same region with the resource group and resource in same region. So accessing connectivity is fast here. Then it's asking here primary service. So here we have two options. If you drag, you can see here Azure Files and other services, but we are going for blob also is there. But what is this blob? What is this table and queue? And what is this file storage? We'll discuss later. Just select here. I'm using for sharing files. That's for Azure Files. Then other things guys keep as it is, like performance, other things. And I'm not going for all these options, right? So you can keep like this, but in upcoming class, we have one separate class for Azure storage. On the day in details, I will teach you. So here what we have to do when creating storage account, just we have to select the resource group name, give the storage account name unique, and select primary service as a file, Azure files, and click on review plus create guys here. Okay, other things we'll discuss later. So click on review plus create, and here validation is going on, process is going on. Now here you have to check whether the validation will be passed or not.
Sir, what is standard and premium
Sorry.
in basic? What is standard and premium in basic section?
When you go to the market, you have two types of qualities of goods are there. One is standard means normal, premium means high quality. Here also is storage account. When using storage account, you have two types of hard disk. One is normal and one is SSD. So it's asking whether you want to store this in SSD or whether you want to go for standard.
Oh.
SSD is the premium hard disk. So reading writing speed will be faster. So here guys, you can see my validation is done. My account name is accepted, but don't please, is my request to everyone, don't use this name here. Storage account. You can give your own name, your name plus XYZ added and create the storage account. Okay. Then click on create. But in case here, if you're getting error message, so you read the error message and go back, make the correction. Okay. So click on create. You can see my first storage account is creating inside this resource. So you can see here, I'm getting the message here. Deployment is completed. So if you drag this deployment details, you can see storage account is created by the name ZAMPSA1. You can go back to the home page, open the storage account, and you can see in the storage account, we created a storage account by the name ZAMPSA1. And here guys, the type of resources storage account. Here created in resource group 1 guys. Location East US. Okay. Now, can I create one more storage account in same resource group? Can you create one more storage account?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm creating one more. Click on create. Then select the subscription, select the resource group 1 only. The name I'm giving here, example, as the DMP, SA2 guys. Accepted, right? Then East US region. Primary services, select Azure files. Then everything keep as it is default. Other thing keep as it is default. Then click on review plus create. Okay. So everything is good, guys. Click on create button here. So once you click create, so Azure storage account is deploying here in the resource group 1. So deployment is in progress, guys. Here, process going on. So our storage account is successfully created, guys. If you expand the deployment details, you can find ZDMPSA2. If I go to the home page, if I go to the storage account, you can find, if I open, you can see in the storage account, we have two storage accounts, ZDMPSA1, ZDMPSA2. Both are created in resource group 1. Location is East US. Now, if you go to the resource group, there also you can check. So if I go back to the home page, if I open the resource group, and remember these icons, guys, here, these icons are very, very important. When you're writing 104 exam, in one of the question, it will ask, sir, find out this icon for which resources. These icons are unique, guys, here. Okay, so you have to remember these icons also to understand, okay, which is for resource group, what is the icon? For the storage account, what is the icon here? Okay. Now open this resource group and check. Open the resource group 1 and check inside this resource group 1. There are two storage accounts created or not. So open the resource group 1. You can see here, if you expand this page, if you minimize, you can find it's resource group 1. We have two storage accounts, ZDMPSA1, ZDMPSA2. Both are created, and type of the resources storage account here. Okay. So this is the way, guys, how to create the resource group, and inside the resource group, how to create the resources, guys. Okay. Now, how to apply the logs. So I want to apply the log to admin. So last class we have seen, guys, if a management is saying apply the log to the resource, so then I can apply the logs. And in log, we have two options, read and delete. So if I apply the read log, so you can view the resources, but you cannot create, right? You cannot delete. But if I apply the delete, we can create the resources, we can view the resources, but we cannot delete the resources. Okay? So we'll see on the resource group how to apply the logs, guys, here. So how to apply the log, how to create the log on resource group. Read first, then we'll go for delete also. I'm going to the Azure portal page, open the resource group 1, or we are applying the log on the resource group 2, guys, example here. So open the resource group. Okay, then here you can find, if you minimize, this is my resource group 2. If you expand the settings option, right? If you come down in the setting, you can find log option, last option. In setting, last option is logged. If I go to the log option here, click on add button here. Create the log by the name log1. And here we have read and delete. I'm giving read also. Okay, so if you want to give some note message, you can give the note message also. Okay, then it's not mandatory note message, but two things are very important. Starts are important. Log name and log type. Okay, then click on OK. So successfully log is applied, guys. So you can see on the resource group, we apply the log on resource group 2. So now tell me, guys, if we go back in resource group 2, can we create the storage account? If I open the resource, if I open the storage account and this new storage account, I want to create in resource group 3. So click on create button. Select the subscription and select the resource group. This time is resource group 2. Give the storage account name, any name here. So I'm giving the name set AMP SA 5, guys. Okay. Then primary service is Azure Files. Then click on review plus create, guys. Okay, so this time user should not is having right to create the resources, guys. Okay, inside the resource group. So click on review plus create and see the message, guys, here. validation is checking. Now here validation, we are getting the error message. Validation is failed. View error details. So if you click on this option, view error details, you will get the right side error. So you're saying here, you can read from here, cannot create or cannot perform write operation because the following scope are locked. Okay, so here is giving resource group 2. Please remove the lock and try again. So it means as a user or as admin, we cannot create the resources inside this resource group because we have locked. Okay, but cancel this one, cancel this also, guys, here. But can I change the lock to read to delete? Yes, we can change that. Okay, so we are going back to the resource groups. Open the resource group 2. And here in settings, we have to come to the last option, locks. So if you go to the locks here, now you can modify this lock, guys. So this is my existing lock, lock 1. I want to modify by clicking on this pencil symbol, edit. So click on edit and change the lock type is delete. Okay. So now the click on edit is delete and okay, guys. So once you click OK, you can see lock type is changed to okay. So our job is done. So now send me, guys, as administrator. Inside this resource group 2, as admin, can we create the resources? Can we delete? We'll try, guys. In resource group 2, we'll try to create one
Yes.
storage account here, guys. So we'll go back to the home page, open the storage account, click on create, select the subscription, select the resource group 2 this time, and give the storage account name, any name. So I'm giving the name here ZAMP or SA double two, yeah, this is the name. Then here primary server services are Azure files. Then click on review plus create. Okay, so we have to click on review plus create. Now check this time validation should be passed. So you can see validation is passed. Click on create button, guys. So once you click create, so deployment is in progress, process going on. Okay. So you can see here the process is going on. You can check in bell icon also, the process going on. Our deployment is done. The storage account is successfully created, guys. Okay. You can go back to the home page, open the storage account service. And guys, you can see our last storage account is created by the name ZDMP SA22 in resource group 2. But guys, can we delete this resources as admin? Can we delete this storage account ZDMP22? If I click on delete
You
button,
can't.
guys, here, and is asking again the resource, you have to is asking enter the delete to confirm. Guys, means you have to, is not asking storage account name and resource group. It just is asking type the name delete. Type enter the delete to confirm. So click on delete and say yes. Check, guys, whether we can delete these resources or not. Click on delete, and you can see here we are getting this error. The scope subscription on so and so, guys. Resource group 2 provided Microsoft storage. Then ZAMP cannot be perform the delete operation because the following scopes are locked. So as an admin, okay. So because the reason is what? Please remove the lock and try again, guys. Last line is saying, yeah, please remove the lock. Then again. Okay. So if I apply the lock and delete, so we can use the resources, we can see the resource, but we cannot delete the resources. Okay. So successfully is created, but we cannot delete this here. Okay. Delete option is not
How
done.
can we remove the lock? How can we unlock and delete it
So if you
for
want to
the
remove the
resource?
lock, thing, go to the resource group service, select the resource one, and here you have to come down to locks, go to the lock. And if you don't want the locks,
Lock is on RSG2.
right? So you have option here. Okay, you have to go to the lock on, we apply on resource group 2. Go to resource group 2 and click on locks, and locks are done. And if you want to delete the lock, we have option delete button. Select the lock and click on delete. So once you delete,
Okay, so lock will be only for the resource group, not for the resource, right?
not for resource, only for resource. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Done. So next, guys, here we're going to see how to move the resources from one resource group to other resource group. So last class I told you guys, you can move the resources, microservicing. You can move the resources from one resource group to other resource group. So example, I have one VM by the name VM1. So I want to move, before deleting resource group 1, I want to move resource group 1 to 2. Yes, we can move right here. So here, guys, microservicing, when you're moving the resources, you can move the resource from one subscription to other subscription, guys, here. So you have option. You can move the resources from one subscription to other subscription, guys, here. Example, from subscription 1 to subscription 2. Okay, and we can move the resources from one region to other region, guys, here. Okay, you can move the resource from one region to other region, one subscription, other subscription, or you can move the resource from one resource group to resource group 1 to resource group. So we have this many options. You can move the resource from one subscription to other subscription. We can move the resource from one region to other region. We can move the okay. So we'll see here, guys, how to move this resources from one resource group to other resource group. Guys, here. Same method for region also subscription, guys, here. So I'm going to the portal page of Azure. So if you open the resource group 1, you can see resource group 1. We have two storage accounts, ZDMP SA1, ZDMP SA2. So I want to move this ZDMP SA2 storage account to my resource group 2, guys, here. In resource group 2, you can find only user account only. Okay, so here to move the resources, we have to go to the resource group, open the resource group 1. In resource group 1, guys, we have option here. 3 dots are there, or you can minimize this side to left side. You can see we have move option. Or you so here, guys, I want to move this storage account ZAMP asset to. Okay, so I want to move this ZAMP asset to storage account to my resource group 2. So select the resource. Then we have 3 buttons here, guys. That is called more option here. So click on these 3 buttons. And okay, so here option is not there. Okay, here it's there. So you can find here move option is there. Click on this move. And we have 3 options, guys. Move to another resource, other resource group, guys. Second one is move to another subscription. So next third option is move to Azure. Right. So here we have option where you want to move to my another resource group, guys. So click on move, click on, basically it's like this, click on move, click on to another resource group. Okay, so this page is open. You're saying here source is your account, that is Azure, pass is my subscription, and resource group name is resource group 1. Now target resource group, resource types here. Target resources and resource group is resource group 2, guys. Here we have to give 2 here. So here is asking target resource group name, guys. So by default, select resource group 1. So we cannot move resource group 2, resource group 1 to resource group 1 only. We have to select other resource group name, drag and select resource group 2. So now, guys, this name is accepted. Click on next. So once you click next, next is asking source a target, guys. Here. So means checking here this resource group 2, ZAMP SA2, right, is unique or not, right? And why you're moving. So here is asking here, select the resource, right? So you can see validation is process is going on, guys. So here we have to wait. Here you will get process completed, but here we have to wait to complete this. And checking validation is checking your account is logged or not, whether you have authorized permission user to create the So once the validation is done, guys, here status is done. So then we can go to the next button.
So will this move fail if there is a lock on any of the on any of the resource groups?
I guess it will move because right now this process, when we do as admin on weekends, on the Saturday, Sunday, but in production environment, we have to update to the employees. Then we can move. So still pending, status is pending. We have to wait for a few minutes. So you can see almost is going on. Validation is made. Process going on. It's showing pending. Now succeeded. You can see we're getting succeeded option. Now click on next. And here we have to accept this license. Come down in this page. So this is our asking here, accept the license. So check the box. I understood that tools and script associate guys to move. Okay, so check the box and click on next. Okay, so now the process started. You can see in the bell icon is going on. So now this time our okay, so the process going on, and after the process done, you can check. So this storage account maybe is not available for you, but is available in resource group 2 guys here. That so we're getting the message here. The successful move ZDMP asset 2 from resource group 1 to resource group 2 guys. Okay, under the same subscription. But still you can see process is showing moving. So here we have to wait for 2 seconds. So you can see now here we can find ZDMP asset 2 storage account is successfully showing in resource group 2 guys. We have to refresh this button. So here we have to wait guys here. It's showing done, but we have to wait still guys. If we have 3-4 resources, so it's going to take some time, but we have only one resource. So it's going to take 2 seconds. Wait. So now we have to close this window and refresh, guys. It's still the process going on. It's taking a long time. Just refresh the resource group 1 and resource group 2 both, and check this resource is successfully moved to other resource group 1. So we are getting here message, guys, green color. Move the resources completed. Close this. Refresh the resource group 1. Now you can see resource group 2 is gone here. It's not there. Now if I go back to resource groups and open the resource group 2, guys, here. So here you can find resource group 2 is available here, guys, here. Okay. Successfully we created resource group. Move the resource group storage account. We have moved the storage account from one resource group to other resource group. Okay. So this is a way, this is a process how to move the resources from one resource group to other resource group, guys.
Can we try moving can we try moving that storage account from resource group 2 to 1 again?
Yes, you
Because
can
I
do
want to
it.
see if the lock on resource group 2 will make a difference.
Logs events you want to check, or you want to check the
No,
resource
I
group
want
is
to
moving or not.
move that.
Resources are moving or not.
Yeah, from resource group 2 to 1.
We'll move this one. Okay, ZAMP SA22 to resource group. Right now it is in resource group 2. We are moving to resource group 1. So click on this move button. Select move to another resource group. And here source is resource group 2. Target is resource group 1. This is okay. Then click on next button. And now the process is going on. Validation is showing status pending. We have to wait.
Mr. Ahmed, does it make any difference if there are more objects in the resource group, or this is normal time?
It will take some time. If you have multiple resources, when you're moving from one resource group to other resource group, it will take some time.
So if we have more resources in the same group, so it will take more time, or
Yes, it will take more time. No, it will take more time.
and if we have more data inside the files and the other data, so
Obviously,
so it depends
when
on the
you're
objects.
moving something from one place to other place, so it will take some time. It's depend on your data also. It's depend on your resources, number of resources also. Because this is the devices, but this devices also will take some time.
Yeah. So it's
It's
mainly if you have
because
moved to
you
other
choose the
places.
standard plan, you choose the HDD because not choose to SSD. Maybe this reason.
See, hard disk is used for what purpose?
To
To write
storage.
something, to read.
Yeah.
Right, when you're reading, that time it will work. But right now we are doing anything like this, reading.
No.
We are moving the things, resources from one resource group to other resource group. So first it will check both the resource groups permissions. It will check validation, you're authorized person or not. Then it will check the content size also, right? Then it will start to move it. This will take some time.
Ahmed, can we have different resources in same resource group?
Yes, you can. I will show you later because just today I selected only storage account to make our lab easily to understand. But if I go for the other things, that it will be complicated for today's session.
Yeah.
I have not selected that option. But in upcoming class, From tomorrow, we'll make different resources inside the resource group one.
Also, can we move more than one resources at a time?
Yes, you can move. Select multiple, move it.
Yes, multiple resources at a time, and we can move to another group.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Just tick the boxes which you want to move.
Okay, but how it will show the which resource group you need to move it?
Same thing just now we have seen. See here,
Okay.
you select one resource group, you have multiple resources, different types of resources are there. Select that. Example, you have VNet, you have VM, you have a storage account. Check that boxes. Then when you're moving is asking same thing here. This is right now in the resource group 2. You're moving to which one?
One.
You have multiple
Okay.
resource groups. Example, 5 resource groups are there. Select any one and click next, same step. It will follow.
Okay. Okay. Now the validation is done. Maybe we can click next.
Yes, it's done. Validation is succeeded. Click on next movement. Now check the box. I understand the tools and script associated with move. So check this box in the bottom. Then we have move option. Click on move. The moving process started. This will take few minutes. We have to wait here. Guys. So this time we are moving ZAMP SA22 storage account to resource group 2 to resource group 1.
Ahmed, when we are moving the storage of something like that, it's a content data and the permissions of the data also, right? Will it get copy same
Yeah.
permissions will be applied or?
No, permissions will be changed, but data will be same. Here, where you are
Okay, then
applying
in that
permission,
case,
that is important.
no,
You're
example, I
applying
have a
permission.
shared folder in storage one. I'm moving to the resource group 2. Example, I have 5 users who are 2 or 3 users read only and some are in read and write. Will the same thing be applicable there or it will, again I
Yes,
need to give permissions there?
yes, yes. If you're giving the permission inside the storage to someone, that will be
Yeah.
same.
Okay.
But you're not giving permission on resource group. You're giving
Yeah,
permission
yeah,
on
yeah.
resource.
We are not doing it yet.
So
It's
resource
just a resources. Yeah.
permission will be applied.
Yeah, because lock is only for resource groups, not for the resources. So it is not possible to do that. I
Locks
understand.
also for resources also.
Okay.
When you create this resource, when you apply the permission on resource, that locks also will be integrated. Because here, if you're creating something inside the folder, so you have to write the log. If I say write the log for this, like write the entry, what you will write? Who
Okay.
started? Who's written? Write who created folder? Inside the folder, what is there? Which file is there? And inside the file, what data is there?
Okay.
And when it is created, right? This is for log. The same logs will be generated here.
Okay.
So it's taking some process. We have to wait here, guys. Come through this. So we're getting the message, move the resources completed, guys. Close this notification. Now refresh this resource group 2. So this resource has to be moved. So once I refresh, you can see that storage account is not there. But if I go back to the resource groups, open the resource group 1. And here in the resource group 1, you can find ZAMP SA2 account is available. Storage account is there. Okay. So this is a way how to move the resources from one resource group to other resource group, guys. Same step for region also, same step for subscriptions also. Now
Thank you.
come to this permission, guys, how to apply the RBAC here. RBAC stands role-based access control, guys. So what is the use of this role-based access control? The last class we have learned, as a root administrator, I'm having a permission to create multiple resource group. Inside the resource group, we can create resources, multiple resources we can manage. And as a root admin, I can manage all the resource group, all the resources. Permission is allowed. But in multinational organizations, guys, we are giving the job to our junior admins. So we are giving the job to one of the junior admin to manage the resource group 2. So example, John is my junior admin. I want to give the John to handle the resource group 2, guys. Resource group 2 resources here. So I want to give the chance to John to manage the resource group 2 resources. So then we have to apply RBAC permission, guys. And in the previous class, we have learned we have types of administrator accounts, guys. We have one account administrator by default. In every Azure, we have one account admin. We have service administrator. In per subscription, by default, our subscription is having account admin and service admin rights. But in future, you're creating one separate subscription and you want to allow one person to manage the subscription too. So then we have to give service admin rights to that person to manage the resource group too. Then co-administrators are junior administrators. So we're giving the chance to junior admin to manage the particular resource group, not subscription, guys. I'm giving the chance to this junior admin to manage only particular resource group. Guys, here example, I want to give the chance to John to manage all the resource groups, right? So then to this junior admin, we have to apply this permission that is called RBAC, role-based access control permission we have to grant, guys. So if you apply this permission, so then John is having right to manage the resource group, and inside the resource group, John is having right to manage the resources also, guys. Okay, so when you're applying the RBAC, we have this default 3 permissions, guys. Default 3, but fourth one also is there. As per your requirement, you can use it. For example, I'm giving the permission to John to manage resource group 2, guys, here. I want John has to manage my resource group 2. But what permission you want to apply? So guys, we have a permission reader, contributor, owner, guys. So what is the meaning of reader? So I'm giving the chance to John on resource group to reader, guys. So reader is having what permissions? The reader is having this permission. The reader can view everything but cannot make any changes. So it means as a reader, we can open the resource group 2. We can see the resources, but we cannot create the resources. We cannot delete the resource. We cannot modify the resource. Just we can view the resources. Okay, that's called reader, guys. Then we have contributor. Contributor means I'm giving modify permission. So contributor can manage the things, guys, inside the resource group as a contributor admin, I can create, I can delete, I can manage the resources. Okay, so that's called contributor. So contributor is having right to manage the services. But accept access means in reader, in contributor, this admin cannot change the other administrator RBAC permissions, or this contributor admin and the reader person who is having reader permission, who is having contributor permission. This is called role. So this person cannot grant the RBAC permission to other users. Remember here, just these persons are to access the resources. But when I'm giving owner rights to John on resource group 2, I'm giving the John to owner rights on resource group 2. So John will become owner of this resource group 2, guys. Like admin. Admin is the owner of entire Azure account and all the services admin can manage. But I'm saying John is the owner of resource group 2 only, guys. So John is become an administrator of resource group 2 only. So as a John, I can open the right. I open the resource group 1, 2, 3. I can open the resource group 2 only. I can manage the services. I can delete, I can create, and I can clean. And on resource group 1, I have given RBAC permission. Okay, so RBAC means what? Role based access control, and I'm giving the chance to John to become owner of the resource group 2. By using RBAC, I'm giving the permission to John become owner. So as a owner, John, I can create, I can delete, I can manage the services in the resource group. Okay, so John is become owner of resource group. He can create, delete, manage the resources, and John can grant the RBAC permission to other administrators also. Want to access resource group 2? John will become owner of this resource group. John can manage all the resources of this resource.
Can I know about the more detail about the contributor, because it's mentioned that can manage everything like modify, add, delete, or anything except access. What does the access means? I mean,
That is giving the rights to others. Like in owner, as a John is owner of resource group 2. So John can
okay,
give the permission to other administrator to manage this resource group, to access this resource group permissions, or to access resource group services also. Okay, but
okay.
if I say owner, so owner can do anything, everything the owner can do, create, delete, manage. But owner is having right to give the permission, RBAC permission to others.
So in other words, we can say contributor has all the permissions as owner, except granting admin access to others.
Yes.
Yeah, access doesn't mean it's a portal access, right?
Portal access means you're not giving the rights to others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we have fourth option, guys, here. Fourth option is very interesting, very important. Role based, guys, here. For example, if I say contributor, if I say owner, so John can manage all the services of Azure. But if I say role, so we have to decide which role we want to assign or which service we want to assign. John has to manage. For example, I'm seeing here, John has to manage only storage account. So John can manage only storage account in resource group 2. But John cannot manage VMs. John cannot manage IP addresses. John cannot manage website. John cannot manage load balance systems. Okay, that's called role. But if I say Inside this resource group 2, John has to manage storage account and VMs also. So now the John can manage only these two things. But in Microsoft portal page, we have more than 400 items on there. But if I say only these two, so John now so if I say John has to manage only storage account VMs, inside the resource group 2, John can manage only storage account and VMs. Okay. So this is a role option. Let's say a specific role to a specific user you want to assign. You can assign it. So we'll see the practical, guys, how to apply the RBAC right on resource group 2 and granting the permission to John. So guys, John is a user here. So guys, first we require user accounts. So where we have to create the user accounts. Okay, so we'll see this guys how to apply. So what we have to do to apply the RBAC permission on resource group 2, first we require user account. And where we are going to create the user account in Azure Active Directory. Is also called intra ID right now. The name has changed. We are saying Azure Active Directory, but the new name Microsoft is granted and assigned. That is called Microsoft Intra ID, guys. Okay, so Microsoft Azure ID, Intra ID, both are same, guys. Just name is changed to manage the users, groups, and services. Okay. So first, what we have to do before giving the RBAC permission to so first we have to create the Azure account, guys. Here without account we cannot. So what we have to do as admin, we have to log into Azure. And in Azure, we have something is called Azure Active Directory, guys. So Azure Active Directory users, when you're creating the user account, Azure Active Directory is called cloud users also. So here we have to create the user account, John. We can create one, or we can create more than one. So maximum is what? We have given the Azure in Azure Active Directory created account, John, and give the password also. Now, once the account is created, now to this John, assign the RBAC permission to John. Okay, so we have to give RBAC, and in where you on which resource group you want to apply. So I'm selecting here resource group 2. What permission you want to select and click next finish. Okay. But what permission you're applying, you have to say. So I will show you guys how to create Azure accounts. You can create one, or you can create more than one, maximum 5 lakhs, guys. In free Azure account, you have right to access Azure Active Directory and 500 user accounts up to 500. But if you want to increase the limit, so first we'll see guys how to create the user account in Azure. Then we'll see how to apply RBAC permission, then how to check the logs also. We'll see that. So I'm going to the portal page, portal.azure.com. Then go to the home and open Active Directory, guys. So to open Azure Active Directory, go to the 3 lines.
Ahmad, your session is hanging for every 2-3 minutes.
Okay, so maybe 17. Now is okay. Can you see my page is refreshing here? That's good. Now first we have to create the account for user, guys. Without account, we cannot apply the RBAC permission. So we have to go to the portal menu and open Microsoft Intra ID right there. Click on this Microsoft Intra ID. So once you click on Microsoft Intra ID, the page is opening. In this page, you can see the details are there. Name is default directory, Microsoft tenant ID. Remember this ID, guys, here. This is very important. And this is my primary domain name which Microsoft assigned to me. That is ZAMP 8012 hotmail.on Microsoft. And you can see my account is free. Microsoft ID is free, but you have to purchase the licenses also for this, guys, here. That will come in Azure Active Directory class. I will teach you guys. Now to manage the users, go to this users, and you can see by default one default account is created. So if I go to the users, when you create the Azure account, one default account is created, and this account is called global admin account. Okay, this is a default account is created, guys. Now we can create our own accounts here by clicking on this new button here. So go to this new button, click on create a user, create a new user. And here fill this form, guys, here. So first is asking ID. So principal ID name, that is John. Okay. And you can see this name is added. Your domain name is added. ZAMP82 and hotmail.com Microsoft.com. So when the John is logging, John has to type like this. ZAMP John @ZAMP2 and hotmail.com Microsoft.com. 1 minute here. Oh, here, by mistake, I created learn more. But here, guys, you can see copy this name and paste in one notepad file, because when you're asking here, when you're logging, we have to give this name here. So this is the name, full name you have to type like this. So John @ZAMP8012 hotmail.com Microsoft.com to sign. But it's asking here, guys, mail nickname is same, John. If you want to change, you can change also. But here display name is asking, I'm giving the display name also John. Then password. So this is called auto password, guys. This password is generated to Microsoft. But when you log in first time, user has to change the password. But if you want to give your own password, then uncheck this box and give the password. It will accept. But this password also is temporary. When the user is logging, this automatically will get the option change the password. Okay, so I'm checking this box auto generate password, which is Microsoft is provided. Now copy this auto generate password and keep in your notepad file, guys. So this is the auto generate password for my user John. Okay, then guys, account is enabled, box is checked. This is good. Then click on next to properties. In properties, when you have free time, this is not mandatory, guys. When you have free time, fill all these boxes. Okay, fill all this. But this is very important in the real time, guys. Usage location, guys. User location. You can say usage location or user location here. So it's asking this user belongs to where. Right now, this user, this is a global service. User can sit from anywhere. Okay, it's not mandatory, but when you coming to the assigning the licenses like the Microsoft 365 or cloud services, then we have to go for location, guys. So location you have to assign is mandatory. I'm saying this user is working from India, guys, here. So I'm selecting here India region here. Okay, users selecting India. Then click on next to assignment. Okay, so don't give any assignments here. We don't add to anyone anywhere here. Just click on new. So it's asking here assign the roles. We're not giving any role here. Just click on next review plus create guys here. And this is my summary here. Then click on create. So you can find one user account is creating John. Like this, you can create many accounts. But if anyone is asking what is meaning of many accounts, we have to say up to 5 lakhs users. So here guys, refresh the page and you can find one account is created John guys. Like this, you can create many accounts. Okay. So now John account is created. If you want to fill the details, you can go to inside the John. You can fill the in details. So here guys, I can refresh. You can see here the user account number is changed. So the users guys here. So we have now how many users are there? So this is John properties guys here. We have to go back to users. You can see this is John properties. These are the names. Okay, so John account is done, successfully created. But till now we have not applied any RBAC permission to John. So next step is what? On which resource group? On which resources we want to use to John guys. Okay, so now account is created, assign the RBAC permission. So go to the portal page of Azure. Go back to home page guys. So guys, we have, you can see here in creating resources, there are many resources out there. Okay, but if I close, if I go back, we have many resources. But here, go to resource groups and assign the permission to user on resource group. So open the resource group 2 account to grant the permission. Here guys, you can find option here, IAM guys here. Here you can find here, IAM, access control management services. Okay. So here we have here guys, and to grant the permission to user, we have to use access control, that is called IAM. IAM stands guys here, identity access management guys, identity access management. So click on access control. So here guys, we have to assign the roles. In roles, we have to go to this.
We
So
can't
here
hear you
guys,
properly, Ahmad. It's getting breaking every 2 seconds or 2 minutes. We're losing the continuity.
okay, I will check here. Okay. So once again, I'm going back to show you once again, guys here. So I want to give the chance to John to manage the resource group 2. So open the resource group 2. Then we have to go to this access control IAM. That is called identity access management. Open it. And here in the bottom, you can see grant access to this resource, we have add role assignment here in the bottom here. So we have to click on add role assignment option. And in add role assignment here, we have to give the permission. So you can see we have two options, job function roles. In job function roles, you can find only read option. But apart from read, there are many options out there. You can select example. I want to give the chance to John to manage a reader only. You can give, or you want to give the John to manage storage account. So then you have to search here storage here. If you type here storage, there are many are there, but if you come here, you can see storage account services will be available in front of you. Here in the bottom, storage account. So what you want to become, if you say account storage account contributor, if you select this, if you click next, John will become storage account contributor. Guys, John can manage storage account only, right? And we have reader option of that. But if I go to this option, privileged access roles, guys, privilege administrator role. If I go to privilege admin role, here you can find three options. Two options are there: owner, contributor. Okay. So which one is better, guys? I want to make John to become admin of resource group 2 only. John should become administrator of resource group 2. Contributor is best, owner is best.
If you want to give access to someone, then he has to be owner. If you want to give only admin of that, he only is admin, then contributor.
Yes, he's the only admin of our resource group 2. So contributor is the best option. So select the contributor, click next option. Then here is asking assign access to users groups, right? And add the user from here. It's asking who is the member from the user. So click on select members. Once you click on select members, he's asking here. So here we have right side, guys. Once you click on select members, we have right side user account. I'm selecting John. Click on select 1 second. Now John is added in the list. Then click on next. Then this is a review option. Then click on review plus assign. Once you click remove plus assign, RBAC permission assigning to John. Done. But how to know, guys? In the notification is showing RBAC permission assigned to John on resource group. This is okay. But to check more details, right? To check the more details here, you have to go to role assignment. In role assignment here, you can check who is having what permission. Okay, so you can find here, if you go to role assignment, if you come down, guys, you can find one is John is having RBAC permission. John is a contributor and Ahmed is the owner, guys. Okay, so John is a contributor permission. Right now, John is become right contributor owner to manage the resource group 2, guys. Okay, so this is a way how to check that. Now, how to confirm, guys, whether John can log into portal page or not, whether John can type portal.azure.com and log in. Fine. So we have granted the permission to John to become owner of resource group 2. But as admin, I can manage all the resource groups. So how to verify? How to do verification, guys? So you can use other browser, any other browser, guys, here. But I'm using the same browser, Google Chrome. But don't type portal.azure.com to sign up. You can sign up with your same account and not with user. So here, what we have to do, guys, here in this page, we have to go to the three dots and open the new incognito window, guys. Incognito window. Click on this, and here, type here portal.azure.com. We have to type here portal.azure.com. Hit enter, and this time, who want to sign up? John, guys. So it's asking the ID. So give the ID of John. This is John, right? Then click on next for password. So we have to enter the password of John. So what is the password of John here? This is a password which microservice generated. Okay, so copy this password, paste it here, guys. Or you can type also. If you know, click on sign in. I was asking the current password. The current password is same like right click, paste it. The new password. So new password I'm giving here to this user example ABC underscore 123 ABC underscore 1234. 1 minute, please here. Old password, new password should be different, guys. So I'm giving the password ABC underscore 1234. Here also have to give same thing, guys. ABC underscore 1234. Okay. Then click on sign in. So once you click sign in, you can see here we're getting the message, the scene that password too many times. Okay, this password I have used too many times. The same, give a unique password. Give the different password. Okay, so give the different password. So I will go up. So I'm giving the new password example ASDF underscore 123, or I can give Azure underscore 123 also. I'm giving the password Azure underscore 123. Confirm password also Azure. Mm. 1 minute, guys. Here. ASDF underscore 123. ASDF underscore 123. This is a password. Click on sign in. You can see the password is changing. Click on what is in here. The password that made too many times. Okay, we'll keep the password here. Example Azure @1234. Azure @1234. Oh no, something is wrong. Okay, now this time is okay. Click on sign in. I have to in the unique password. So it's asking here, guys, multi-factor authentication. If you say next, it will ask to go for OTP multi-factor authentication. But today we don't want any multi-factor authentication. But we have one separate class for multi-factor authentication. I will show you that. But here, click on ask me later, guys. I don't want any multi-factor authentication up to 14 days or more than 14 days, which is left. Click on add. Click on ask later, guys. Once you click ask later here, you can see your account is great. Your account is logging. As John will log into this account, click on yes. Done. And this time, who signed up? You can see right side. Skip this page, close this page, guys. Now you can see this time who signed up here? John, right? Now, as a John, can we create? So John is signed up. If as a John, if I go open the resource group to, if I go open the resource group, guys, not on me, John can find how many resource groups. and John can create many resource group. It's going to store in John account. Okay. So if I open the resource groups, guys, here you can see as a John, I can find only assigned resource group. That is my resource group 2, guys. Okay. So as a John, I can open the resource group 2. I can see the resources. I can create the resources. Right. So as a John, we have right to manage only resource group 2. Inside the resource group 2, guys, as a John, can you create the storage account? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, answer is yes, right? But the issue is what? As a John, in this in this account, how many resource group we can view? All or only one? You can
It
see
should be
Only
only
all.
one.
No,
only
it's
one.
because we are given only for storage. It only one storage. You can do only the storage account. You can't view any other store
But resource
resources.
groups, how many?
One resource
About
group,
One,
right?
one.
In the resource group two.
if you go to the resource group, only one. But inside the resource group, you can have maybe one resources, many resources. There is no issue. So I will create one storage account here,
But
guys.
but we have given only access to only to the storage contributor, right?
No. I have given the permission contributor, normally contributor. I have not given storage contributor. I have given contributor, means anything can manage.
Okay.
Contributor is separate, the storage contributor is separate. So
Okay.
I will go to this portal menu page. I will go to the storage. Now, as a John, I'm creating one more storage. I'm creating one storage account here. Click on create. Give the storage resource. You can see if I drag here, we can see only one is resource, not two, guys. Then storage account name. So I'm giving here name is ZAMP. SA1 John. This is created by John. Then location East US. East US. Primary services. Select Azure files. Then click on review plus create. Then click on create, guys. Validation is done, means you can create now. Once you click create, one storage account is creating by John in resource group 2. So process started, deployment is started, is going on. So process is started. You can see deployment is completed now. Now storage account is created by the name ZAMP SA1 John. Now if I go back to the home page, as a John, if I open the resource groups, if I open the resource group 2 only, and you can see inside the resource group 2, one storage account we created, guys, John. Fine. Now this is a John account, guys, here. Okay, so after your job is done, you can sign out. Now close this page. Now go to the admin page, admin account page, admin portal page. If I go here, so as admin, I can see both the storage account, sorry, both the resource groups, resource group 1, resource group 2. Okay, so as admin, I can see both, but I want to know, guys, the log entries here. Okay, so I want to know who created what. So I can check activity logs, guys. So as admin, I want to know John is created how many accounts. Okay, so we can check the activity also. So we can go to the Azure portal page, open this resource group 2. Okay, so I want to see the logs, guys. To see the log, we have to go to activity. Who created this account? Storage account. When? So go to this overview, or you can go to this logs action here, activity logs here. If you go to the activity logs here, you can see from, and here we are seeing the activity log from last 6 hours, guys. Here, okay, last 6 hours, or you can change the time span also. You can change to 24 hours, 1 week. Last 1 week, show the logs. It will show you guys. But by default, it's 6 hours. And in the resource group 2, you can see here something is created. Who created when? So we expand the here. You can find this many logs entries are there. Now you can go for, you can see here Azure, right? So we have option here, guys. Here something is created, something updating. So if I expand here, we can find this many options. So here, guys, validation also is there. If I go to the put file services properties, guys, here you can see who created. John is created. John is created, but what is created is not showing here. That is okay. But next, close this one.
Sir, charges will apply when we create resources or logged in our account only.
When we use the resources. Okay.
When
So
we use the resources, then only charges will be applied.
yes.
Not logged in Azure account.
No. So if
Okay.
you open this account, you can see John is created. What is trying to create? Storage
Hmm.
account. Okay. In this,
Okay.
by this name, guys, but it's failed. Okay. So if you go to principal second, and you can see here, same thing in Microsoft, it's storage on. Okay. This is one entry. Who created John?
Hmm.
By the name ZDMP SA1 John. Guys, here, what storage account? This is one entry. Like this, many entries will be there, guys. Here, if we check the first entry, we have the storage account. Okay, so this type of logs entries we can check to give the report to the management, guys. Who created, when it's created, what date and time is spent. So it's very easy for us, guys.
Is it
So
possible to export the logs?
yes, you have option here. You can export the logs also. You can go to the logs here, right? You can download the logs in CSV
CSV,
means Excel
Okay.
form.
Excel format.
Yes, you have export activity logs, or you can find CSV. Most of the time you're using CSV only, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is a way how to check the activity log, guys. Okay. So this practical today you have to do, guys, here at this mini labs. In the next session, I will show you guys how to install Azure PowerShell module, guys. PowerShell is available in our Windows 10, Windows server operating system, guys. Here.
Hmm.
Ahmed, I have one
But,
doubt here.
uh,
So, when you have created user account, okay,
mm,
so it has assigned one more domain name, like by default. Suppose if it is username is like abc@zoom.com,
mhm.
so it has when you create a user, then it has assigned one more domain name. So, can
No,
we
only
remove
one
that
name is
domain
there.
name?
Right now we have default name. That is
Yeah.
example default name is ZAMP AD12 at hotmail.on Microsoft.com. This is a default domain name. This is a default domain name. This is the name Microsoft is attached, right? This is the name. This is
Hmm.
your ID. indicating your ID name. Dot on Microsoft.com is a Microsoft domain name. But if you don't want, example, my company says, sir, we don't want this name. After John, we want our company name should be displayed.
Yeah.
Example, Zoom.com or cloudit.com, right? Or whatever your name is that you have. So that also we can.
Let's say zoom.com. It should come zoom.com.
Okay, example, you have to say john@zoom.com. We want
Yeah.
this name, not this name. So then we have to go for custom domain configuration. Before custom domain configuration, purchase the domain name first. You have to buy the domain name first from the agents. You have to buy the domain name, then do the custom and domain configuration. So this name also will be changed. Then you have two
And
domain names. One is .com, one is ZAMP82L.hotmail.on Microsoft.
But if we want to set up our own domain here, like let's suppose zoom.com. So I have AD server, DNS servers, everything in cloud. Okay. So at that time, I'm going to set up my own active own domain here, domain controller.
Name should be available. You have to buy the name, domain name for registration, then add it. But name you have to purchase. You can purchase the domain name from Microsoft. You can purchase the domain name from Google. You can purchase from your ISP, or you can purchase from GoDaddy also. But name should be purchased, and entries should be added. Some entries should be added. Is that entries?
Okay.
The next class I will show you.
Okay. So once we create, after purchasing a domain name, once we create a user account, then it's not going to create this postfix domain name, right? Like on Microsoft.com.
There are two domain names
Suppose if
are
I
there.
have
We cannot delete this domain name. The DMP82 hotmail.on Microsoft.com, we cannot delete. This is a Microsoft default name, default domain name. We cannot delete this. If you delete this name, you cannot do the activity. On top
Even
of
in
this,
the enterprise package, we cannot remove.
No, we cannot change. We cannot change this name here. We cannot remove it.
Even in the enterprise
but for the
package.
users, but for users, it should be john@zoom.com only, right? For users.
You can add. At that time, what you have to do, what I am saying is here. This is your default domain name. Okay. So this is your default domain name. So when you create the user account, this is one is there. But on this one, what you want to do, you want to add one more name. That is example zoom.com. That you can do it by the help of custom domain configuration. So then when you're creating the account, example John, there are two names are there. This is one domain name, this is one. So which one you want to select? Select and create it. Example, I want to create the account Sam, but after Sam, I'm selecting zoom.com. So then the name will be like this, sam@zoom.com. Okay, so like this, we can add this name. This process is called custom domain configuration. So how to do this? When I'm coming to the Active Directory class, and when I'm coming to the website class, I will show you this.
It acts like alternate domain.
Yes, alternate. Your company name. You want after the username your company name. You don't want Microsoft.com. So then we have to go to custom domain configuration.
I believe this is called alias name, right?
No, it's a new domain name, not alias name. Alias name.
Not
www for website. Alias name. But this is one more domain name we are adding, you can say. Okay. So guys, this is our session tomorrow, and in the next session, I will show you PowerShell, guys. How to use the PowerShell, how to install PowerShell modules. To the PowerShell, how to manage the Azure services. Okay. But one more thing, guys, here tomorrow is Saturday. There is no class. I have some work, but I want to keep the class on Sunday. But on Sunday, I want to keep the class like around 8 o'clock. It's okay for everyone.
Morning 8 o'clock.
Not morning, evening.
8 p.m.
Okay.
No one will, I know in morning, if I keep the class, no one will join. In the sleep. Okay, that's why I'm saying we'll start the class earlier and we'll finish earlier, like 8 to 10 or 8 to 9:30, like that. Okay.
Can
Yeah,
you
fine
share
for
the
me.
meeting invitation at the same time?
Sorry.
Can you share the meeting invitation at that time?
Meeting will be same, but I have created one
Okay, can you send the
WhatsApp.
reminder or
Yes, I will send you the reminder. No problem here.
in the group that
And
we have, right?
everyone is there in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
If anyone is not there, please send me the request. I'm the Azure student, 10 p.m. November, 38 November batch. So add me in the WhatsApp group. So I will give you the link so you can join there. If anyone is not there. Okay, because today I found 3-4 students are not joined. So for that student also send me the message. Join me in the WhatsApp.
Can it be possible for 8:30? Because
No problem.
Sir,
I'm currently based in Saudi Arabia. I have
sir,
job.
8:30 m.
8:30 is okay for everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, because
8:30 will
Okay
currently
for
I'm
me.
based in Saudi Arabia, so I have a job.
no problem. 8:30 will. Okay.
Okay.
We'll start on 8:30. And I will give in the WhatsApp group one reminder on 8:15 to join the
okay.
session. Okay.
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 Tomorrow is no class. You do
Sir,
all these labs, right? And then next class I will show you PowerShell, guys.
sir, I am facing credit card related issue. I am sharing my screen.
Sorry.
I am facing a credit card related issue. So
Okay.
device is
Your
no,
credit card is not there with you. You're not having credit card to create the account. I told to one of my friend to give me one card to create the account. Then I will share with you, and one more student is there. So I will create
sir,
one
Zishan.
account if it is yes, Zishan. So if I arrange the tomorrow this card, I will create one account from my side. Then I will share the ID. Then you both of you on one account you can do the practical there. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay, that would be great.
Ahmad, can we join after this call to
Um,
investigate the issue?
Yes, fine. Good. It's okay. So thank you. Bye everyone. See you on Sunday,
Thank
8:30.
you so much for your time.
Thank you.